How you doing? In this video, I want to talk about a skill I've been learning about. It's called sales, right? So recently, I've been learning about sales because I've been learning about like how to sell people on like the sales calls and all of that. And takes a lot of skill. And what I learned about sales is that sales is about destroying people's limiting beliefs. So that's literally it. If you can find a way how you can destroy people's limiting beliefs, then you'll become good at sales, right? That's literally what is sales, right? For example, let's say when I have a conversation, let's say, I don't know, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say I'm going to a sales call, right? Let's say a client wants to talk to me about like, I want to improve my photography, right? I'm just gonna use that example. And then I'll ask them a few questions, like, oh yeah, what you go on the call and etc. Right? Most of the time they probably make some sort of say, oh, I don't have time and all of that, and then blah blah. And I always ask them like, oh, why don't you have time? Why don't you have time for that? And then they probably say, oh, because I'm at work and all of that. And then most of the time, when I'm trying to sell them something, I'm always trying to get them to answer the question themselves. Because everyone has a limiting belief, right? Like, everyone has a limiting belief like, oh, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And then they're always thinking like, oh, because of this and that. Because I want to get them to answer the question. And then what I do is I suggest an idea. Let's say like, oh, I don't have time to do this. I'm like, all right, cool. Could you go to bed earlier? Could you wake up earlier? Could you go to the gym afterwards? Or could you do this afterwards? Or etc. Like a few suggestions. And they're like, yeah, but like, and then I say, all right, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from doing this? And then I get them in the pain points where they're gonna start answering, like, make them think, you know what? Maybe he's right. I can do it. You know, that is literally sales. Sales is about destroying people's limiting belief. If you can find a way how you can destroy people's limiting belief, you'll do well in sales school. And this is a skill I'm trying to learn a lot because everyone has a limiting belief. Like, for example, for me personally, I have a limiting belief where, what's a limiting belief I have? I can't remember. Oh, I know. I have a limiting belief of spending money. Like, I have a limiting belief that I was a tight ass. Like, I met in high school, right? Let me tell you a quick story. When I was in high school, when I was younger, I was just scared to spend money. Like, I was just scared to, like, I'll actually save money to get something. Like, I'll just be a massive tight ass to spend money on this and that. But then ever since I started reading like self-development books and finance books, now I'm at that point where I just spend money on a lot of stuff. Like, I spend money on like things that's gonna help me in the long run, such as investing in myself. And I mean, when I was younger, I always had that limiting belief of just being scared to spend money and scared to like invest money on like courses, programs, mentorships, and all of that. And I think the reason why I was scared because I just didn't understand how money works. I just didn't understand the perceived value of money. And the reason why is because I grew up in a family where my whole family is all fucking tight asses. Yeah, like my whole family's all tight asses, such as like they're like, no, no, we're not gonna. If it's like $5 extra, not gonna, we won't go to that restaurant. Let's say like every time we go out to restaurants and all of that, we wouldn't go to it. We're like, oh yeah, let's go to the cheaper one. It's too expensive. You know what I mean? And I think the reason why I had that limiting belief because I was in an environment where my family were all tight. They're just tight. They didn't understand how money works. They always think like anything that's really over expensive is considered a rip off. They think, oh, it's a rip off. Like, yeah, it's not like we couldn't like. I wouldn't say I was like broke or we were like middle class, but they were tight. They were fucking tight asses. And I guess nothing's wrong being tight in anything, but you don't want to be a massive fucking tight ass where it becomes like where you actually end up wasting so much time. And I think and now I might be ranting off here, like, and that actually destroyed me doing what I want to do. Like, for example, like such as like investing money into like courses, investing in like camera equipment, investing money into many things that's going to help me in the long run. Because now I have a mindset where I kind of use money as a tool to help me get to where I want to get to. Because I use money as a way to help me learn a bunch of new skills. And that was like a limiting belief I had beforehand for many things, right? Fuck. Sorry. For many things. And I think that stopped me from getting to where I want to get to. And now, like, you probably think, how does this relate to sales, right? Well, what I'm saying is that most people who are trying to buy your product, most people have limiting beliefs. And to be good at sales, the key of sales is you gotta learn how to destroy those limiting beliefs. You know, if you can, like, because sales is about destroying people's limiting beliefs. And I had a limiting belief of being a tight ass. I don't see the point of spending money. Like, you know, like being a tight ass, spending money and all of that. Like, I had a limiting belief of that. Like, for example, I want to invest money onto this cheap camera equipment or this cheap or this expensive camera, but I didn't see the value in it because I was scared to spend money because my whole family were tight asses, and it kind of carried on. And how I destroy that limiting belief is by reading books, finding mentors I look up to, people I look up to on the internet, like entrepreneurs, like all these people, and they destroyed my limiting belief for that. And that's what I mean. And that's why, in order to like destroy those limiting beliefs, you got to change your environment. I think that's also another key factor. If you can find a way how you can change your environment, such as the people you surround yourself, because most people have that limiting belief because of like the environment you're in. And that's also a big factor. So if you have a limiting belief of thinking of, oh, I'm shy, I can't talk to people, it's because you're probably surrounded with people who see your old self, who see you as that, because you act shy in front of them, right? But then if you change the environment you're in, such as like, you know, like the place you live or the friends you hang out or family or the people you surround, then you can easily change your identity. And that's how you destroy your limiting belief. I know this is kind of like not relevant to sales, but sales is pretty much about limiting beliefs. Like if you find, like, most of the time when I'm like trying to sell something, I'm trying to destroy the limiting beliefs. That's literally what I'm doing. And this is a skill I'm still working on recently. Like, I'm not saying I'm fucking an expert. I'm just doing this. I'm still working on it. I'm still learning the skills of learning how sales work. Because when you go on a call with a client, right? When you're going to call a client, their mentality is probably thinking, I'm not interested. Or like, they're more like, oh yeah, I'll give this shot a try and all that. They kind of, and what you want to do when you're on the sales call is that you want to get to the point where like the client is on your side. That's what you want to do. You want to destroy their fucking limiting beliefs, and you want to get to the point where they start agreeing with you, and they're like, they're part of your team. That's the key of sales. Because if you learn that, you'll make so much money. Well, not just a way to make fucking money, but like it's a good skill to learn, and that's a skill I'm trying to learn a lot and hone into. It's the same thing for what most people have limiting beliefs. It's most of the time, the reason why people have a limiting belief is because they're in an environment where like they've never seen that stuff. Like for example, let's say like most average normals, right? When they see a rich guy just pops out of nowhere, they think, how the fuck this guy got rich? If it was fucking luck, bro, or inheritance or all that bullshit, right? But that's their limiting belief. They don't believe they can do it. So you got to find how you can destroy this limiting beliefs. Because what stops me from growing is to have a limiting belief of doing what they want. So yeah, I think that's what I got to say. I kind of rant off a little, but I know I was talking about sales and limiting beliefs, but that's literally what sales is. It's about destroying people's limiting belief. So I hope you learned something, and yeah, see ya. Bye. Shit fist bump.